Hello everyone and welcome back to our Moneyball series with Paris FC. It is the Champions League knockout. You're joining me just after January. There was absolutely no business of any kind for players coming in. I sold a couple of youngsters. One of the players that we had out on loan, I record to then sell for money for this year because I felt like that a lot of clubs wanted wingers. So I decided to sell our Serbian youngster who was out on loan. So we managed to cash in money on him. But this is going to be the draw. Now, we didn't finish in the top 8. We finished, 14th or something, because I played the B team in every game. I wasn't going to. At one point, I was going to play the first team, but I played the first team in a game. We lost. It then became pretty apparent we weren't going to get into the top 8, so I just played the B team all the way through. So let's see what we get here. Let's have a look. Overview, let's see what we get. So, Borussia Dortmund are going to play Atalanta. In fact, let's just quickly see what we can get. You can't see I'm on the undefeated side anyway, so you can see all the teams on the left that you can see in the camera right now in here. We could get any of these teams. So Bayern would be quite unfortunate, and so would Inter. Is that Newcastle as well? I mean, this could be a bad first fixture for us. Monaco are going to play PSG. Two French sides. Okay, Inter are going to play AC Milan. Bayern are going to play Bilbao. Newcastle are going to play Copenhagen. We've got rid of all the top sides. Stuttgart versus Paris FC. Okay, there we go. So we get out of the first one with a fairly okay draw, I think. So in terms of the episode, I guess we do PSG, Stuttgart, and Stuttgart. The title race is pretty close, by the way. I'll show you that right now as well. So it could go anyway, couldn't it? I mean, if they win the game in hand, they go 3 points behind us. We're still undefeated, by the way. We are still undefeated. 50 goals scored in 20 games. 7 goals conceded. Very, very good defensively. One problem. Bagchi is out for another 2 months. He has had a pretty long injury. Not great. But, yeah, we're surviving right now. So what we're going to do then is for PSG and the Paris derby, we're going to play Stuttgart. If we absolutely demolish him in one match, probably play, maybe the Angers game instead. I don't know, something else in the league. But we'll see what happens in any case. Okay, I'll see you in a few weeks then for the Paris derby against PSG. It's a really big game. The winner of that is probably going to dictate who wins the league, I think. It's that close. So I'll see you in a few weeks for that. Okay, so off camera, you missed us winning every game, which is good news. One bit of really, really bad news, and that is that we've now lost Mustafa Ali for basically 2 months plus, 7 to 10 weeks. Really not good news, having lost Bagchi already. It basically means whoever we get next after playing Stuttgart, assuming we go through, of course, that's going to be a really tough game because we have to play that without our starting striker, without our starting right CDM, and plus other players potentially through suspension or injury on top of that. And that's where we can get beat for another year, right? It's those kind of events that can go against us that can cost us the Champions League. I think without one, we were okay, but without two, we're in a bit of trouble. Novakovic has done pretty well so far in the replacement of Bagchi, and we're going to play Danny. It's the first game I've had to play without Mustafa Ali, so we're going to play Danny in there. It's one of the positions he can play, so we're just going to see how he gets on, to be honest, and hope that he does a good job for us down in that sort of CDM role. But yeah, that's it. That's going to be the situation going into the game against PSG. So if we were to beat PSG here, it should give us the title. The PSG have won a lot of games in a row, a lot of league games in a row. They only one draw at home to FC Lorient. Yeah, a draw keeps it alive. A draw or a win for us obviously keeps us on track for potentially 2 undefeated league seasons in a row, which is ridiculous to think about, but that is what could happen here today. So let's get to the Paris derby and see how we get on in the first game. In the famous Paris FC pink kit, assistant manager says, this is a pretty close rivalry. Go and do the fans proud, okay? I did notice that Donnarumma is injured for them, which is very interesting. Oh, one thing I forgot to bring to you. So, the one bit of Moneyball transfer stuff that I was going to show to you, or I would have done if I could have made it happen, was Livio. So, Livio is a player that I had to offer accepted for like 43 million from Leicester. We bid for him. Then 25 different clubs sort of come in for him, including PSG. And despite me offering Livio like 180 grand a week, the highest paid player at the club, he chose PSG still. So Livio is a disgrace. I hope he fails at PSG. And we'll see how he gets on today. But that's a really good player they've now got that we don't, that we nearly did. My plan was to loan out our youngster, Dentinho, and play him this season to be a replacement. And it would have come in really handy right now, because I could have used him wide and used potentially Yüksel as a striker as we go through. Hope we win this. I hope we win this again. Come on, lads. Yüksel, let's stick 5 past them and absolutely embarrass their new Brazilian signing after the disgrace. Mbappe goes through. He's going to play it through to that Brazilian, isn't he? Or is he going to go himself? If he goes through, well, I mean, 1-0. Ventura throws the ball into Novakovic down the left-hand side. Plays it back to Emery, plays it into the box for Danny. Heads it towards goal, and it's just wide. Corner, PSG. Mbappe with the corner, whips it in towards the near post, headed away. Ready to get a touch. Oh, we can't get out close enough. Oh, and it's just the second, phase deflected set piece, and it's 2. Macanu throws the ball into Fabio Luis, who's going to take a touch. Actually loses the ball. Danny, though, gets onto it. Plays it across to Huxel. Yuxel plays it back and gets it back through, and he hits the goalkeeper. You got to finish that. Obviously, a PSG win puts the title race. It gives us a 3-point lead, but they have a game in hand, and that is game over. And wow, the Champions League is not looking good based on this performance, is it? Ball is lost by Paris FC. PSG go through. Mbappe goes through to make it potentially 4. It's going to be 4, isn't it? I don't believe what I'm seeing. Christ alive. Going to say it's been terrible. Taking off Yuxel, playing Van Basten. Going to take off Danny and throw in Conti as well. Okay, goal kick for PSG. They're going to play out from the back. They play across the back line a few times. Don't really go anywhere with it. They're going to get potentially trapped now. No, they're going to get out nice and easy. Maybe they get trapped again. Oh, they're still playing around us. Like we're not even there. And they get out against us very successfully. This isn't looking good at all for us as we try and get across. Can't get across to Mansola. Surely got to win that Ventura. Good lads. Fabio Luis heads it back into their forwards. Like, in terms of the first team, I still do think that Adam might be a better option at left back than Ventura, as he gives a penalty to make it 4. Mbappe makes it 4, and it's 4-0. Wow, this has been a humbling experience. Our first defeat in 2 seasons, well, 1.5 seasons in the French league. And yeah, this is not really not good, is it? Fabio Luis goes through, should have scored to make it 4-1. Doesn't even do that. So it's going to finish 4-0 to PSG. What this game taught me is we have still got some vulnerabilities towards a one-off game away from home against a good side. And that's really not good for us at all. Really worrying, actually, going into the next... Well, not so much this episode, but going into the next one. And yeah, I'll see you in a few days for the Stuttgart game. I mean, maybe Danny isn't the right player to play as the pivot. Here we go then, Champions League knockout first leg. I'm going to play exactly the same team that just played against PSG to sort of see how they do in the next game and see how hopefully they can make up for it. Well, I can't really make up for it after that. I mean, if they were to still win the league and win the Champions League, they would make up for it, of course, but there's a long way for that to go for that to be the case. As the manager says, go out and show the world you've got what it takes. Okay. I'm expecting this to be relatively simple for us, but you never know. In fact, I need to take out Ventura from the first team as well. I think I'm going to put Adam back in. I just have a feeling maybe that's the best way to go. Although he was part of the team that got us knocked out last year, so there is that. Highlight for Stuttgart. Free kick towards the back post, headed away. Emery's going to get up and head it away again. Can we get any further pressure? Maybe McCann, who could have won that. Probably should have won that, in fact. And Alisson now wins it with Danny. Plays a lovely pass into Alisson. He takes a great touch up his feet into Novakovic. Now goes through his tackle. Ventura's going to get to this. Going to play it into Emery. Going to get it back off him. He does. Ventura goes through towards that's a terrible cross, really. McCann is going to sweep up the bits and pieces because it was a terrible cross. Goes to the far post. Heading it's in. And Yuxel scores to make it 1-0. Throw in here for Stuttgart. They threw the ball in. They're going to build round the side of the team. Maybe they're going behind. What a chance that was. Lads, come on. Got to wake up, please. Ventura's going to get to this. He's going to release the ball to somebody, to Babo. Babo takes a few touches, plays it into Danny. Great little pass. Great another pass into Alisson. Into Emery. Alisson was also out for quite a few weeks. Only just come back really from his injury. Yuxel goes through. He's onside. Goes through. Oh, another coach going to tap it in to make it 2. Free kick for Yuxel. He's going to take a shot from quite far. Is he going to score it? It's at the bar and it's cleared away. Highlight straight after the last free kick, though. Ventura throws into Yuxel. He's going to hopefully cross this in. See, I just don't know. There's something about him that's just not quite right. I'm sure we see his attributes at the end of the save. He's going to be like an absolutely brilliant player, but he doesn't quite do enough in possession. He doesn't look like he's quite creative enough. He's just really quick. He's probably going to get an assist now, but yeah, he sort of created that. But even then, like the pass had no power on it, it just still looks a bit... He feels a bit like a player that's just really reliant on pace and acceleration. That's what it seems like. Whereas Adam is obviously probably a quick enough wing back, but has got a lot more stuff about him in terms of in possession characteristics. But I could be wrong. Maybe Ventura is just very good and he's just not doing great because of the roles in around him. Alisson goes through, makes it 4. That's game over. Sure, that's tie over as well. We'll say keep going. Going to take off Emery and put on Seguin. Fabio Luis is going to come off. We're going to put on Van Basten as the 10. We're going to take off Yuxel and throw on Delmini on the left-hand side as well. And then Babo off. I'm going to put on Omar Al-Amarani as the last sub. And that is going to probably confirm a good day at the office for us. Probably going to put us through into the next round. I don't know, for the next game in this episode, I might just play a league match because I think the second leg's going to be pretty much over, isn't it? So, yeah, I think we'll probably play play one of the league matches, whichever one the next one is, I guess. Danny plays a pass through, doesn't quite get there. They're going to go long now, are they? They're going to have to, they do. We're going to sweep up the first one. Can we get to the second one? Danny does get there. Good lads. Daminio takes some touches, goes inside with it, plays into Ray. Ray's going to go on the outside. By the Novakovic becomes club homegrown at the end of this season. Ray goes through, shoots, and he makes it 5. Ray's going through, plays across to Ventura, takes some touches, goes wide, shoots, and it's sort of deflected. Goalkeeper's going to collect it. Paris FC start for the ball. Novakovic gives it away. Seguin wins it back sort of quickly there. Seguin gets it back now. Going to have some nice passes. Lovely ball in behind. Is he onside Novakovic? If he is, makes it 6. That is a lovely finish, and it is going to be 6. Corner towards the near post. Keeper's flapped it. It's going to be tapped in. Is it going to be given? I think it is. It's going to be 7-0. Wow, what a performance. Means we can play the backup team in the second leg, of course, which is really good. That's another 90 minutes of football for them, and them to be a bit happier, a bit more match sharp. First team players get another game's rest, and everything moves on nice and easy from that point forwards. Okay, there it finishes. 7-0 on the night. Very, very good result for us. We'll take that. Absolutely. Okay, I'll see you in 5 days then for the Angers game. We'll play that game. I'm not going to make you sit through the second leg of the Champions League. So we'll come back for this game, and we'll finish off with another league match to see what the league table's looking like at the end of the episode. Here we go then. PSG won the game in hand. So we're going to play the same amount of games. It's now basically 1 goal-on-goal difference that's separating the two teams. And then it goes results between teams, and they're going to win on that because they beat us 4-0 when we beat them. What did we beat them by? Only 1-0. So we've got to beat them goal difference, basically. Okay, let's go into this game. It's Angers. Hopefully we do right here. And just looking at the fixtures coming up. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting end to the season. One of us is going to win this and look very, very good. I don't want to play them in the Champions League now after that game against PSG, to be honest. But next time we play them, we'll be in much better form going into it. And hopefully we'll have 2 extra first-team players back as well. Reciew plays the ball into Danny. Danny's going to take a touch, play it back into Reciew, into Emery, back into Babo. Some patient build-up play. Switches it into Alisson, who's onside. Goes through. Is Novakovic onside? I think he is. It's 1-0. And Novakovic is just Mr. Fox in the box. He gets in the right place at the right time and scores to make it 1-0. Makanu plays a short free kick to Reciew. We look pretty well spread out here. Emery plays it into Yuko, plays a great pass, or attempts a great pass. Great idea anyway. Ventura now gets in the far side, just loses it, does what he normally does. Goes through. Luis. Makanu's not going to get there. He's going to get the ball off the winger though. No. But Babo's going to take this with ease. Into Ventura, into Babo. Switches it to Reciew. He's now got a couple of players over here if he wants to use them. Goes into Novakovic instead and scores. What an unusual finish this is. Let's watch the replay of this. It's 2-0. Yeah, this looks like a very unusual type of finish. Let's watch this again. As Reciew gets it here. Tries Novakovic of all players straight over the top here. Goes through and gets... Oh, it's like a Di Canio finish. There you go. 2-0. Ball's played in behind by them. We're going to recover this with Babo. He's now going to take his time and play it across the pitch. Now, can we spread out a little more here, lads? Danny gets on it. Emery into the left winger. Plays in behind to Alisson, who's onside. Doesn't quite get there. They're going to get there now. They know Makanu gets there first. Good lads. He's got the Fox in the box. Wants to use it. Fabio Luis tops it in. That is 3. That is game over. And it's a case of what's the score going to be. We do need goals, don't forget, because it's now going to come down to goal difference as things stand. We've got a 2.08 XG already after 40 minutes with no penalty. That's a really good start. Makanu goes wide with the ball this time. Towards the far post. Headed away. Ventura gets it. Goes through. Plays it across goal. Gets it back again. Plays it back. Krogas. God. I can't believe that. Okay, it's going to give us a highlight right before the half-time whistle. So this might be a highlight for somebody. Like a close one for a goal. Emery gets it. Plays it in behind to Alisson. Plays it behind to Yuxel. To Fabio Luis, I think, it's offside. It's going to stay 3-0, I think. No, it's 4-0. He's onside. Let's watch this again then. It gets slid through here to Alisson. Goes back into Yuxel. Oh, it must have been so close. But he does get the decision, and it's 4-0 to Paris FC. I've just made 5 changes as well to sort of freshen up the team, keep them all fresh going into the next few games, as we've got all these key injuries at the moment. Makanu into Daminio, back into Makanu. Across the box. Van Basten's a really good player on the left-hand side, by the way. He's almost a starting level player. What I really like is the fact that he's right-footed and he cuts in naturally like a right-footed does, but his left foot is so good. He will go on his left foot and shift it out and whip it across the goal on his left. And Makanu nearly makes it 5. Makanu throws it into Fabio Luis, plays it across to Baba. He's going to get options on the left. He wanted to use it. So Green now gets it, plays into Daminio, who gives it away. Daminio's not really good enough, I don't think. I'm looking forward to signing him next season. He's not worth the non-EU slot at all, but he's going to be just an emergency player for the rest of the season. He'll basically play. We don't want to give minutes to other players to keep them fresh. Little highlight here. They're going to start the attack in our third. They build onto the right-hand side while they left our left, their right, and they go through and they score, and that's 1 back for them. And they have finishes 4-1 to Paris FC. That's a good win away from home. If we can win any game away from home by more than 2 goals, it's always going to be a great result. So It was one of the remaining away games that we had. We've won it comprehensively, and it puts us into the next episode. Top of the league anyway. Top of the league by 2 goals and goal difference. If they win the game by 2 goals, it will then go to head-to-head, which they are winning currently. So unless they win their game in hand by 1 goal, if they win it by any other scoreline, they will go top ahead of us. Both teams only conceded 12 goals all season so far. It is the Champions League knockout draw. Let's see what we get in the knockout stages here. This is going to be an interesting one. I think we can get anybody. I know there are still seeded teams at this point, so let's see. Who can we get that's decent? We're seeded, so we could get Manchester City, the worst team that we can get. In fact, I'm covering the teams that we can get. So let me slide over. Let me go out the way here. Let's go top right here. So now you can see the teams that are seeded, teams that are unseeded. Let's see who we get. Borussia Dortmund are not a team that we can get, so hopefully they get City, they get Leipzig. Paris FC are going to play Man United. Knocked us out already in the series earlier on. That's who we're going to play in the next round. So I'll see you in a few weeks for the game against United. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not sure that we're going to do this because we've got the 2 players out, of course, which isn't great. I don't want to be pessimistic, but I just have a feeling that we're going to fall just short here against United over 2 legs. And yet again, for some reason, we always have to play at home first. It seems like we get that every single time, whether we finish in the top 8 or we don't. So annoying. I want to play at home second, is what I want to see. I want us to play at home second, but there we are. Oh, by the way, off camera, yeah, we won our game instead of PSG, so nothing's changed there. I forgot to mention it before we get into the game. Yeah, we did beat Stuttgart. Lost 2-1, actually, in the second leg with the B team, but I've also played the complete B team in this game here, so the team is completely fresh going into the United game. I do feel that the Champions League is more important than the league, so I'm going to keep rotating players in the league, I think, to try and help give us a chance in the Champions League. I could probably play the first team against Troyes and then, or Troyes, I think as they're called, and then play them again against United, but we'll see. But yeah, just so you know, nothing's changed in the league since you've last seen me. Right, team is going to be Daniel Mina in goal with Ventura, Babbo, Reciew and Meccano across the back. First choice back 4. Zé Emery and Danny pivots. Fabio Luis is a 10. Alisson and Yüksel wide. Novakovic up front. Assistant manager says, our home form is important to us. Yeah, wow. I mean, we need to win this game. Although last time round we did lose to Chelsea because I tried to chase it too much at home. So there is that. And we're underway. Come on, Paris FC. Come on, boys. The thing is, Novakovic can be so hit and miss, right? I can play him in this game. He can be absolutely terrible. Get a 6.1. Ruin all of our attacks. And then in another game, he could just score 2 in 2 chances. He's very hard to predict, is Novakovic. First highlight of the entire half is happening right now. Yüksel plays across to Zé Emery. Plays in mind to Novakovic. Isn't going to get there. Could be some calamity. It is. And they're going to escape with it. United, I think Yüksel gets it back, though. Plays it to Daniel. Novakovic onside. And he scores it. It's 1 to Paris FC. Come on, we needed that. Here we go. Watch this again. What a ball this is from Danny, who's playing in that pivot role, don't forget, because Ali is out injured. So it's nice to see Ali's replacement come in and have a really positive impact. What a pass this is. Was it? Hang on, was it? I thought it was Danny. It was Danny. Look at that for a pass. Novakovic goes through, scores, and it's 1-0. See, we need those things to go for us. We need Danny to play well, considering he's playing out of position a little bit. Although he's getting better at it, he's not really that natural kind of player, right? We need Novakovic to play well in these games. We need things to go in our favour, and they have done early on here. Alisson, 6.4 off you come. On comes Ray, who's, suspended actually, I can't. Maybe Van Basten on the right-hand side. Fabio Luis goes through. He's got to score that. I'm going to change Meccano right back, I think, for Salmani. I'm going to bring on, I do think, actually, Van Basten on the right. He just doesn't play there very naturally at all, which is annoying because I'm sure his profile of players, attributes, whatever it is under the hood for him, fits that wide role really well. He can play on the left but not on the right in his actual natural position. And here come United, their first highlight of the game. That right-hand side is completely fresh now, which may not necessarily always be a good thing. We'll see what happens. They go long into that right-hand side. Hopefully Salmani can deal with it. He does. They're going to bring it down the United. The second phase there. Babbo now wins the ball. Okay, Ventura into Danny. He's got to get rid of it quickly. He does. Yüksel has a bit of time and space. Goes himself on the left-hand side. He's left-footed, don't forget. Plays it back to Ventura. Swings in across. Novakovic heads. It's what's goal. What a ball that is. I've criticised Ventura in the past, not being good on the ball. What a cross this is from Ventura. Let's watch this again. Unbelievable cross from Ventura, like a Roberto Carlos swinging cross. Look at this. Look, the wand comes out. Novakovic heads it, doesn't miss, and it's 2-0. I don't think I'm going to make another sub because the best team is currently out there, and they're all playing pretty well. It's 2-0 currently. I don't want to go defensive and take a 2-0. I definitely don't want to go attacking and take any more goals. I think we just stay as it is and hope that we can still dominate the game enough and create one more chance to try and make it 3 without overexposing ourselves to conceding 2 and ruining our win. Babo wins it, Ventura. Zemery into Yüksel again. Loses the ball, though. They go in behind, win it back again. Fabio Luis gives it away. What are we doing, lads? Even Fabio Luis isn't playing well in this game, though. They go in, but they cut it across, hit the bar. Wow, that was lucky. I make one change. I'm going to move Van Basten to the left. Yüksel's going to come off. And I'm going to put Conte on the right-hand side. Okay, I'm going to go to my defensive tactic, as I call it now. But all I do now is put this to support and go time wasted up counter-attack. If I've given up changing mentalities, I feel like every time I've done that this season, in the very few games there's been a 1-goal lead going into this point, I go to balance or I go to positive, do the normal stuff, and we keep conceding. So I'm just going to leave on attacking. Plays on the right-hand side too. Somebody's got players ahead of him. Got to release that quicker. No, we had to release that quicker. We had players open. The goalkeeper's coming out to meet it. They're going to get an attack, United, aren't they? It looks like they are. They shift it across. They go in behind. I think Sesko was offside. He was. Oh, wow. I mean, what are we doing? No, let's leave it as it is. That's the best team out there, I think. We've got 2 players injured and Ray is suspended. That's a lot of key players that we can't bring on in this match. Danny with a late free kick towards goal. Heads towards goal. Fabio Luis is offside. That's going to stay 2. 2. This could be a late highlight here. Samani throws it in, goes in the far post. Van Basten, keeper saves it. The highlight was just a bit too quick, wasn't it, for it to be a goal? Stays 2-0. Hopefully, as long as it stays 2-0, I'll take this. I'd have taken a 2-goal lead going into Old Trafford in the second leg. I mean, the last time we played the English side at home first, we lost 4-1 to Chelsea, and it was over before it even begun in the second leg. But a 2-0 win gives us a chance. And we should have Ray back for the next game. That's at least a better player off the bench to bring on if we need to. And they have it finishes 2-0 to Paris FC. What a performance. What a result. We'll take that into Old Trafford. And hopefully that's enough for us to win in the second leg. Obviously, we'll have to wait and find out in the next part of the episode. Okay, so we'll come back in the next game against United. I'll play this game off camera. I'll probably play... I'll play a couple of players rotated. I don't want to rotate the whole side. I don't want to lose the game because that could lose us a bit of momentum going into the United game. And it could also cost us the title. We could be out of 2 competitions in one go. So rotate a couple of players, not everybody. And I'll see you in the second leg against United. Okay, off camera, you missed us win 5-0 away to the team that were in 6th place. It's a pretty impressive away win that is for us in the league. And also, PSG actually dropped points. So we are back to being 2 points clear of them and 4 goals clear on goal difference. It enables us to draw a game and potentially still win the league from now to the end of the season, which is interesting. Also, Rennes just hired Pep Guardiola as their new manager, which is quite interesting. And, have they lost their tycoon? Maybe they have. Still the 3rd best team in the league right now, though. Okay, so second against United, nobody really is back. Bagchi is back in light training, but not really anywhere near back to full fitness. Ezra Van Basten's got a slight knock, but he'll be okay. Let's go into the game then. Let's see if we can survive against United. I feel like maybe going slightly more defensive or something. I feel like if I was to go more defensive and we get smashed, I'd be annoyed not staying true to the tactics. So let's go and see how we get on. Like, going more defensive doesn't mean it would have gone any better. We could easily have sat back, conceded an early goal, got dominated and lost anyway, so who knows. System manager says, pick up where he left off, okay. Big game at Old Trafford, here we go, boys. Here we go then. Zemery gets the ball into Danamina, into Ventura to Babo. Returning across the back. I think winning 5-0 in the last game really helped us out quite a lot. And also the team being fresh should be able to help us out as we give the ball away. They go through, they score, and I think it's 1-0 to United. United go long. We win the first one, don't win to the second. They go in behind. They're really getting joy with their 2-3 sort of CMs there moving across. They nearly score again. I don't know why they're getting so much joy from that. Free kick for United. Whipped in towards the far post, headed away. Can we get to this, lads? Any danger of us getting to this? Nope. They're going to continue their attack, our United. I just don't understand why capitulating and getting dominated by United. Like, we're a really good side. Get on the ball, lads. Come on. Ventura wins it. Babo into Yüksel. Has options ahead of him. I don't know what we're doing really here. Wow, I don't know how this attack's even worked, to be honest. We've got to play it quicker, got to play it forwards quicker as well. Like, you've got yourself past the line of press, and then you're sort of going backwards. Yeah, this is just a disaster. I mean, wow. We're just going to sit here together and watch United highlights the entire match, apparently. That's what's happening. United just obviously the best team in the history of football. They're going to dominate us here. They go across, S goes open, 2-0, game over. It's 2-2 on aggregate, but that is game over. We are not coming back in this game. I've just moved Fabio Luis deep into like a central field role to sort of just combat their midfield 3 because it's just a joke. United win the ball. They go in behind towards Sancho. Goes through. Going to be given us a penalty, isn't it? No penalty, thank God for that. I've just matched up their formation 4-3-3 versus 4-3-3 now at this point. CM attack next to a box field player. As United get a highlight here. Headed towards goal. Hits the bar again. Cleared away again. We'll say time to dig in. Ventura gets it, plays it into Yuxel. Got to try and release it to somebody. Danny now runs away with it on the left-hand side. He's got players in the box with him if he wants to use them. He goes through, he's going to shoot himself, and it just hits him and goes for a goal kick. Allison's coming off, Ray's going on. Sancho with a free kick towards the far post, headed away. It's going to be a second phase, though, for them, potentially. Ventura's got to release this. You've got to release it, Ventura. Got players with you. You've got to release it, though. Make your left back. Play on the right wing. Release the ball into Ray. Just coming off the bench. It's Fabio Luis. Back into Ray. Ray goes through. Is he going to score? He does. It's 2-1. And I take off Yuxel as well and throw on Van Basten at the same time. United with the highlight straight after our goal. They go towards the far post, headed away. Ray flicks it away now into Novakovic, who gets nailed and loses the ball. My God, we need Bagchi back. We need Bagchi back like yesterday. He just holds on to those things. He doesn't quite get beat as easy to those. And, I mean, those passes are starting to really piss me off, Babbo. You're starting to really fuck me off, mate. Van Basten into Fabio Luis. Has time and space. Plays into Danny. Danny goes through. Plays to Novakovic. He's onside. Is he going to score? He scored! Is he onside? I think he is. And he's onside. Come on! What a turnaround. We've been absolutely battered in this game. We couldn't seem to get out of it. Change one thing tactically. We've come through and scored. That is now 2-2 in aggregate. 2-2 in the game. Oh, that is now 2-2 on the night. 4-2 on aggregate. Come on. Mecano throws it back to Fabio Luis. Gets it straight back off him. Plays it back into Fabio Luis. Back into Mecano. It's just onside. It's going to be cleared by United. We're going to get to this. They're going to counter us. This looks dangerous, lads. Adam goes to step out. They're going to get a highlight. Are they going to score? Oh, my. I can't even take him off anymore. Wow, that was all sorts of calamitous, and it stays 2-2. They've now gone to 4-2-3-1 while we're playing 4-3-3. So we're playing each other's systems now as they've scored. I think he's onside as well. Like, I think I've got to go back to 4-2-3-1. No, we should stay with this. Corner for United, last 10 minutes of the game. I'm going to say time to dig in. I'm going to go back to my normal tactic because they are now playing 4-2-3-1 as well. So I feel better about us playing our natural tactic against them playing it. Whereas before, the numbers matchup was getting them a lot of success. They don't have that anymore. Let's take off Danny and put on Conti. And Helgeson for Babbo as well, because he's been absolutely terrible. Instant highlight here. Ray puts in a tackle, doesn't quite get there. In fact, oh shit, did it put in an inverted winger? It did. Oh, no. Oh, I hope that hasn't cost us. I hope that hasn't affected them scoring. And it's now 5-2 to them. The last highlight before half-time extra time. Helgeson wins it. Mecano into Conti. There's Emery. Fabio Luis into Conti. Plays it by to Van Basten, who's onside. Going to play it across goal. No, Anzu, maybe Adam Anzu. Far post. Ray heads it towards goal. It's the bar. That's going to be the end of the highlight. United with a goal kick. They go long. Or a free kick. From the goalkeeper, they go long. They're going to start their attack. Are they going to get a chance in this? Put Domini off the bench as well. Not sure this highlight's going to be for us. Probably going to be for them. Yeah. Oh, you had to win that, lads. There's like 3 of you there against Sesko. Come on. Not going to lie, I'm furious. Absolutely furious with that. Like, this is the disappointing thing. It's good and it's bad, right? The disappointing thing about this stage of the series is that now that game's gone, the rest of the season's pointless. Like, it doesn't even matter. It'd be nice to win the league, but it doesn't really matter compared to the Champions League. Like, there's no French Cup final. It just doesn't matter. Like, that's the whole season. Each season is going to come down to that. So I don't know. Going forwards, maybe the next episode is we do the end of the season, end of season review, transfer window, start next season, and then after that, it's just Champions League every time because, like, you know, it's just ridiculous. That game was ridiculous. It's infuriating. Like, there's no reason United should be able to batter us that much, that well. When we battered them at home, we've made a tactical adjustment to deal with their stuff, and it still kept on happening. It's just ridiculous. I'm actually really annoyed right this second. And that's going to end today's episode because I was going to play the next round. Yeah, I'm annoyed. I can't lie to you, I'm really annoyed. I care about this save. I want us to finish off with the Champions League, but to consistently keep getting done like that by English teams. Like the Chelsea game at home last year was my fault. It was only 2-1. Like, oh no, sorry, it was 2 years ago, was it? Get the years mixed up here. It was United 2 years in a row now. 2 years against Chelsea at home. In this game here, it was only 2-1. I chased it and we ended up getting beat 4. That was my fault. Last year against United, we drew 2-2 at home and then lost 4-1 away. This year we beat them 2. Basically, we need to win like 6-0 at home, go to the second leg away, or at least keep it close away from home and then win it at home. That's our only option. Yeah, it's bitter. It's bitterly disappointing. I'm very bitter about this game. I'm very bitter about this 5-2 game here. Infuriated even. Like, maybe I come up with a different system to play away from home in the Champions League against these English sides. Like, it depends what formation they play, of course, what team they've exactly got, but like the 4-2-3-1 isn't that overly ridiculous. Like, it shouldn't be getting dominated that badly by just English teams as well. Do you know what I mean? Like the PSG game that we lost 4-0, right? This one here. They were very fortunate to score 4 goals in that game. Like, they just scored a bunch of goals early on from some ridiculous stuff. Like, their XG ended up being 2.45. That's after I chased it towards the end as well. And we had 1.63. That is not the same as what we just had there. Like, 4.27, 43 shots on goal. Like, we don't get beat like that anymore. And I even made adjustments to it. And it's like, this tactic clearly works to a point. And do I have to go and search for a tactic that might even just be shit in domestic football, but does won the Champions League? I don't know. Having these 3 not really defending properly seemed to be a problem. I could change to a 4-3-3. I could go to that 4-3-3 long term. Even in that 4-3-3, I didn't feel like we were completely secure. It would have been interesting to see how that game would have played out if I'd have played it from the start, but we'll never know that now, of course. So there we are. Yeah, I'm really annoyed about that. We had 2 key players missing, of course, which didn't help. I knew it was going to be a problem. Do you know what? I knew this was how it was going to go. I had a feeling it'd be an English team. I had a feeling that these injuries were going to cost us. And they have. So, very, very disappointing. Yeah, that's going to do it for now from me. You'll join me back probably for maybe the French Cup final if we get there. We'll do an end-of-season review and we'll carry on the Moneyball transfer winner probably into the season. However I break it up from this point. But, yeah, for me, I'm going to be done for tonight. And, yeah, furious.